Well, she's coming along. Engine bay is looking a little more complete. Got the inner fenders all in after painting them. Got studs on the mixer. Throttle linkage all connected. Still got to get the throttle return spring. Oops, sorry for the finger in the way. I got plugs in it. They're cooler plugs for propane. I had to buy 9 because I bought 8 and then dropped 1 and split it in half. Nice crack through it. That's no good. Anybody wondering what they are? They're not super cool plugs. They're one cooler than factory. But yeah, she's coming along. Spent most of the weekend actually helping my roommate with his new sweet truck that I really like. Kind of wish I got it myself. But yeah, I think next on this will be starting to run the wiring so it's kind of out of the way. Figure out vacuum lines, get the propane all hooked up. I'll have to figure out the heater hoses for that, because the heater hoses connect to those. And then I'll run my just crappy propane line to my crappy propane tank for now, just to get it running, and then hopefully by then I can afford some new propane tanks and lines for this. But we'll use that just to get it running first. There's no point putting all money in that if it doesn't run. Oh, and she's got oil in, so we're good on that front. And don't worry, I gapped the spark plugs just like Derek Bieri.
Gapping your spark plugs is a really important part of making sure your engine operates correctly. Gapped.
And I've also bench tested a starter, so when I'm ready to put the starter in, I know it works. Slowly making more progress in here. Got the wiring laid out, which is pretty simple because it's like 7 wires. Got the starter in. You can see that from here. Nothing really to see anyways. Got a nice positive cable for that, nice thick one. Probably could use a new end. I don't know, it doesn't even have the bolt. I need to get a negative terminal wire anyways. I don't have a negative terminal or wire, so I'll go pick one of those up and then maybe I'll get a new positive terminal and 2. Got some fine thread ready rod to go in there because the one is missing and those are really crappy anyways. Just trying to figure out hardware for this. I don't have small enough bolts. I could drill this hole and this hole bigger, but it's hard to drill the slots bigger, and I don't have a Dremel. So I gotta find smaller bolts. Still have not put the motor mount bolt nuts on. I realized that when I was under there for the starter. I have one. I don't know where the other one is, but I gotta remember to do that at some point. I can still get it running before that, but I gotta before it goes on the road, obviously. Still gotta plug off some vacuum lines and stuff, like that one down there. I don't know if I can't even see because of the sun and the glare on my thing. I gotta do I gotta do gauges. Hate running gauges. I don't know why. Actually, most of the wiring should be there for gauges. I'll figure out gauges. Should do PVC hose, all small stuff. Still gotta do a throttle return spring. That's definitely important because that's like 3/4 throttle. Once I mount this thing, then I can run the fuel line. Probably just like half-ass hang it for now, just because I want to get a new fuel line before driving this anyways. Yeah, Gotta get proper size fitting for the vacuum line for that, or a better size vacuum line, because this vacuum line is too small for this. I can get it onto this one though, so I think I'll just swap these. I think that's it. She's getting close. Oh, gotta put an alternator in. Did I say that? I mean, I don't have to put an alternator in to get it running, but probably should. Be a good idea. I don't know how this is gonna sound in the wind, but got a whole bunch of stuff for power in this thing. Got a big 1 gauge negative terminal. Got some 8 gauge grounding wire. Got some brand new copper connectors for positive and negative. And we got a whole bunch of connectors. This thing only goes up to like 10 gauge, so this might be a little big, but we can probably cram them in. They'll be all right. I just want to ground this thing as much as possible, make sure it runs. Haven't got a motor running in years if you follow the channel. So I'd like to ground the crap out of this. I think one from the engine to the firewall, like factory, one from the engine to the frame, and one from the frame to the chassis somewhere, or from the frame to the body, sorry. And yeah, and then have a huge negative terminal, make sure all the grounds and powers are there, because I don't want that to be the issue, otherwise it doesn't run. I don't see why this wouldn't run, but it's just with how I've had so much trouble over the last few years getting engines running, it's just precautions, I guess. Got some grounds and stuff on, got the negative cable going, got a nice ground from that. Reason that's so long is I hate when you got to put like a different battery in or something and it's like that ½ inch too short. So I had lots of room, so no matter what happens I can move this all around. Got the new terminal on the positive, positive over there because it's super long too. Did a ground from the block to the frame, and did one back there from the block to the chassis. Of course, all of these I ran a tap through to get bare metal, clean out all the paint and gunk. That one I actually made the hole with the tap. Same with this one, I made the threads with a tap. I got to cut this bolt a little short or it might affect the alternator.